It's a brand new product from Kawai, the CN201, replacing the predecessor, the CN29. Today we're going to be looking at what makes it different, what's exciting about it, and how you can sync up your phone to it.
Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in downtown San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Patrick Marr. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, check out our other videos, sign up for notifications, like our videos, leave us comments. We appreciate your support and we love to interact with you. Well, Ted, we have 10,000 subscribers. We're in the 5 digits now.
That's great.
So we're really excited, and we will be in every one of our videos now supplementing it with a piano fact, just a real short snippet, something cool.
What are we going to do when we run out of piano facts?
I think that's the beauty of piano.
Start making them up.
That's the beauty of piano, that we'll never run out of piano facts. So today, I think we were going to be talking about not all pianos are created equal. They don't all have 88
keys.
88 keys. Some have more, some have less. But the idea, way back in the past, usually you see this on pre-1900 grands that weren't full-size concert grands. They were more designed for in the home or for a smaller environment. They had 85 keys.
That's right. And the idea behind the 85 key piano, and it took a while to change it because it had to reconfigure the shape, the width of the grand to put those 3 extra keys. And those 3 extra keys went at the top end. So you have the B flat, the B, and the C. But piano would start on an A and end on an A. It was exactly
A0.
7 octaves, 7.0 scale.
A0, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Absolutely.
5. And so it was exact, which makes sense. You know, it's even, it's got.
But when you added those 3 extra notes in it, because what that did is it gave you 7 octaves of pure white key scale. So you didn't have to play in 3 black keys to get a completed high to low scale of A. By adding those 3 extra keys, you could play low C to high C and get 7 octave scale runs without having to do the maths of the calculating your arpeggios and your scales through all the black keys.
And then since then,
And then you can also swipe up and down.
there's manufacturers that add extra keys to the bottom now.
Right, on the bottom.
Bosendorfer has, a 92 key, and so they add 4 to the bottom. But yeah, back in the day, you see it in Steinways a lot because those are the only pianos that are pre-1900s that we see.
Since we're talking about digitals, you can get a 61-note keyboard, and you can move that keyboard all the way below or way above the piano. You can just extend, even on a synth, you can do that. You can play all the way down to here or all the way beyond the keys of a piano. But the thing is that the range of a piano covers the range of all other acoustic instruments.
It does. It's where to write and to where to create music. And with that, that's our piano fact. CN201. So we're looking at kind of the entry point to Kawai's in-home digital. Of course, they have the KDP line, which is more of a portable with a stand. This is kind of where they start to upgrade the sounds, upgrade the action. You get the Progressive Hammer 3 action, which they've actually done a little bit of a renovation to. They've added cushioning to the action here. And the idea behind that
is so that the key dip and it's not as harsh as it was on the CN29. On the CN29, there was a little bit of a harshness on the bottom, and it also has a smoother feel all the way across. So you don't have the harshness, particularly in the top where the hammers get lighter. With that, how they have the.
There's a little bit of a light click if you had the volume down and you played.
Right.
You heard a little bit of a click.
It cut back on a lot of the whatever you want to call that clunk or that thumping noise. It cut back on that, but it also took an edge off of the initial attack and the aftertouch on the. It makes it more like a grand piano.
And they're saying it's going to add to the durability of the action over time, which is a cool feature. 20 watts per side, so you do get a full 40-watt speaker system, which is just like the 301, and it's shaped a little bit differently, though. The box is a little bit more stripped down than I would say its bigger brother.
It sounds like what a traditional Digital has always sounded like, because it has a nice resonating box, but the speakers face down. Like a lot of digital pianos within the last couple of years started at least putting mids or tweeters facing up, so that it opens up a lot of the brightness of the cabinet. This one here has traditional speakers facing down, fill the room with sound.
Who would this be for, in your
This
opinion?
is actually, this has to be for one of two kinds of people, I think. One, if this is the kind of thing that I can see a professional having in their office, just so they can feel like, I got to do my scales, I got to do exercises or practice and learn a piece, or to get better before I go out and play on a real piano. Not that this isn't a real piano, but the idea is that it's a great practice instrument, and you can control the volume. For apartment living, or for family living, where someone doesn't want to hear someone practice all the time, this is great. However, I will say it has a great keyboard, it's got a great sample in it, but it's really limited to almost just what I told you. To like a student or a kid practicing, this is a great first instrument. It's a great first instrument for like an office. I know a lot of dentists that put pianos in their office.
It's like a spin-it replacement.
It's like a spin-it replacement. It's very easy to use. It just has 1 and 2 buttons, and it has up and down. It goes through all the sounds. If you were to compare this to the bigger brother, the CN301, there's some really good sounds that are not on this thing. They're on the other one.
Yeah, so I think it's limited to about 19 sounds.
It's about 19. There's a lot of them. Most of them are going to be acoustic piano sounds. And you do get some good electric piano sounds, but the one they don't give you is what is traditionally called the whirly sound, or tremolo electric piano. That's not in here. That is a great sound from Kawai's sound library. And from the sound card, it's not in here. There's a few others that are missing. But if it's a practice instrument and is geared toward learning and functionality of skills on a keyboard, you don't really need all those fun other things to distract a student or a person who's trying to focus on one thing. At the same time, with the price difference, there is a little bit of a stretch. However, this is a great instrument, because if someone is just, look, I just want a great piano that doesn't have a lot of features, and I really like this one, the way it plays and sounds, but I don't need all that other stuff. I just want the sound so I can go home and practice.
And
That's what this is for.
Something they added too, which is nice, is they added Bluetooth audio.
It's a great sound system.
And so we were talking in the intro how to connect your phone to it. So in the past, you were able to connect your phone to it, but it was really just a controller. So you downloaded the app, you were able to change voicing on there, you were able to go into the virtual technician, which is changing parameters. I think there's 19 parameters on here, and that's string resonance,
string length, velocity.
Even the action, you're able to change from a hard action to a soft action. The responsiveness of the keys, all that, you're able to do that with an app, and it's a controlled MIDI relationship. So you're connected to it without any wires, and you're controlling what it can do. Now they have Bluetooth audio, which is basically, if you have little wireless speaker system in your house, or have like the Sonos speakers or whatever, that's Bluetooth audio. So that's that relationship. So you're able to go onto YouTube, look up whatever your favorite songs are, or Spotify or Apple Music, whatever you use, you're able to pair it to this device, and then use the 40-watt speaker system as a replicator. So you're able to play the music and play along to it, add your piano into it, and say, hey, I'm following Elton John's song here, and I'm going through it. And you're able. What's really cool is some people will try to match the piano tone too. So you can go to the virtual technician, start making adjustments, and match the piano tone to some of your favorite songs. Kind of just one of those cool utilities.
I haven't done that, but there's a customer that does that. He really likes it.
It's just like it's a cool way to really not only just be learning the song, but trying to change the voicing on this. So this, it can get in depth. But they are saying, hey, let's make a great action, a great sound system. Our progressive harmonic imaging, which is used on their higher end pianos as well, or higher end digitals. Let's use that sample, but let's just limit the focus, give it good pianos, couple different other voices here, and just have a great instrument that you can practice on.
A new phrase for the piano industry. It's a great starter digital.
Yeah.
Instead of people starter piano, this is a great starter digital piano.
And yeah, right around the same price as some people will pay for one of those nicer spinets, right? And that comes in at $21.99. Let's take a listen to it, and let's go through some of these voices, listen to it, and then we'll come back, talk about how it feels, how it responds, and a couple other features like recording. Well, Ted, how do you feel like this one responded to your playing?
Very well. It's a really nice. It's for what it is. I thought it responded really, really well.
The one thing I did see, usability of the cheek block. So we've messed around with the 301, and now we're messing around with the 201. The button control layout it doesn't seem complicated because there's the portable keyboards where you hold a function button and change, and like that is annoying. But it's not annoying.
You just have to click through it.
It's just a click through. It makes sense. The screen is very helpful to have as a reference point because in this price point before you've seen a lot of like numbers or
Or you got to hold this key and do that, and you don't even know what the name is. This at least gives you the name of the sound. It tells you there's a reference instead of just having to do it by ear. That part I liked. I didn't have a problem with the half size cheek block because I do like having controls as opposed to a map.
Yeah.
And a function button. And this one does have the song record function on it, which is about, other than the Bluetooth and the MIDI, all that kind of stuff is probably the most sophisticated thing that it does on here. Is allow you to go through it.
And it's just I think a 3-song recorder, 2 tracks.
And it's just a basic kind of piano, digital piano. Like I said, it's a great starter digital piano because all the features you want in there. You can go in there and change the sounds. You can change the parameters and do a lot of things, but you can't do anything with what they don't give you.
Well, they don't give you rhythms. They don't give you the effects. Is something that we really like on the CN301. So it's just stripped down. But a lot of times those features aren't used for the beginning pianist.
Absolutely.
Or someone who just wants a great action with a great sound. Sounds a little bit better with headphones on. It's kind of cool that they have the spatial headphones, which kind of opens up it opens up the wideness of the sample.
Well, a lot of manufacturers, and I'm glad that Kawai's doing this as well. The whole concept, because headphone business has changed in the last, since pandemic, because people are spending more time in headphones. You see, almost everyone's got earbuds or headphones on, and the idea that these instruments are now coming up where there's a multitude of headphones built-in EQs. This one isn't that advanced yet, but they're starting to get there where they give you more control over your headphones, whether it's the ones that come with it, the ones that you use for your other media devices, because some people get the wireless and they hook all that stuff up. So it's nice that there's some kind of control coming out of the keyboards, either through Bluetooth or through the headphone jack, which is kind of nice.
One of the other limitations is professional outs on this. You're not going to have audio in or audio out with unbalanced cables. You're going to have to kind of mess with it with the headphone jack and figure out how to get the sound off if you are plugging into a mixer or plugging into a bigger sound system. That is something that gets a little bit more complicated if you're using this as that primary source, whether it's in a church or a event venue or anything. It gets a little bit more complicated if you don't get something that has those designated outs or ins. The CN201 comes in at that $21.99 price point, which a lot of manufacturers are competing in, and there's a lot of product that is really,
highly competitive.
It's highly competitive, and Kawai is trying to make their competitive advantage and say, we make the best action. We have the responsive Hammer 3. We have one of the best piano sounds, the responsive or the progressive harmonic imaging, and that the SKEX, which we didn't even really talk about, but that piano sample is so rich and sounds incredible.
The guys at Kawai say that in their price range, they try to deliver the best playing and the best sounding piano or digital piano to all the competitors in that price range. And I've been kind of checking and playing, and I haven't really been able to prove it wrong yet. But
I know.
It's kind of a curiosity. It's a back burner thing. I don't go around bragging on it, but I keep saying that, they may be onto something because it certainly feels like it.
It is. It's incredible. Well, thank you guys for watching. This is Ted Barcelou. I'm Patrick Marr with Alamo Music here in San Antonio. This is the CN201. Make sure you're subscribed because we do compare it versus the 301 and against we're going to be comparing it against some of the CA series from Kawai as well as the Arias line from Yamaha. Thank you guys for watching.